Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Talent Thursday. We've got a great, timely conversation for you today. Denise does such a good job lining up these guests. Denise Gazzetta is our friend over at the Sioux Falls Development Foundation who leads talent and workforce development. And Denise, nice to see you. Please go ahead and introduce our guest.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to introduce Jessica from Jan's Corp. Just a great company, have been working with them on a lot of our programming for upskilling and met Jessica and just learned a little bit about her background today. So really excited that she is able to join us. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, and as I said, it's timely because this is building season. Anymore all year round, I know there is building activity happening, but certainly now we could use the rain maybe to settle down a little bit so that our teams can keep up with all of their work. And Jessica is operations director at Jan's Corporation, which means she handles a lot of things. There's plenty that we can talk about, but I'm going to start for people who may not be familiar with Jan's. You know, we have such a great group of locally owned businesses in this community, and Jan's is certainly one of those. But tell us a little more about the company, Jessica.
So Jan's Corporation, it has been around for over 40 years. It is family owned. They have their hands in a lot of cookie jars, if you will. They have the CSU, which is concrete solutions. They handle a lot of flat work, footings, foundations, private sector work, driveways. Then we have Blue Arc Steel and Precast. They are erectors of steel and precast. We have Urban Wood Shop, which is they do cabinets, custom tables, custom flags, all woodwork type of things. Then we have Jan's Corporation itself, which houses the support departments, Jan's Construction, and then we also have a residential division that focuses on higher end homes.
So as I said, truly a diversified company, which means lots of opportunities for people to grow their careers and use their skills. What all does your role entail?
So I'm currently overseeing the project manager department in the commercial side, and then I'm overseeing the operations in the construction, world. And then I work with the support departments we're currently going through a lot of change, and change is good in this atmosphere. If you don't change, you don't adapt, right?
Right.
So we're working on a lot of processes, technological improvements, implementing some standardized team building and cultural building aspects for the company to continue to evolve, get their subject matter experts' opinions on things. So we are going through a lot of shakeup right now, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, managing change it's hard, but I mean it's rewarding, as you work through it, and generally there's good opportunity on the other side. I want to talk about the opportunities at Jan's. Obviously, this is Talent Thursday. What sorts of skill sets are you looking for? Are you currently hiring? And maybe how might people best see if they're a fit for you?
Yeah, so it's been with all that change, we've also been very blessed to get a very good project team going right now. We have some new faces in the project manager team, specifically project managers, and then we've brought in a lot of really up and coming superintendents. Right now, we're looking for some like anchor project, large project superintendents and project managers. And then, of course, we're always looking for our field labor, skilled carpenters. CSU is looking for some concrete foremen, and then our Blue Arc is looking for precast and steel erector field guys as well as foremen. So we have a lot of opportunities open right now.
Clearly. Denise, as you've learned more about Jan's, what stands out to you?
What stands out to me is it's a great culture. It's a culture where they truly invest in their employees and they're there for the training and development, which is really in that top bucket that employees want. We always say if you bring the soft skills, the technical skills then can be trained with the employer. And so they do a really good job there. I also like the variety of the different types of opportunities between the different business lines. I think that long term gives a lot of people a lot of longevity, right? There's a lot of different interesting things that you can do. So those are the two things. I would also say they are very welcoming. I came in there and met with a team of people just to talk about some of our programming, our high school programming that we have, very supportive there, our programming to help with training, very supportive there. So yeah, just a great culture, great team.
I would say, and I'm sure Denise will agree with me, that, we as a business community, as a broader community, really need to continue to rethink how we approach construction and construction related careers and roles in the building industry. And I specifically mean that in reference to women, and Jessica is a fantastic example of female leadership. But and Jessica, I'll have you speak to this, particularly the background in project management, where I feel like we often see a really good fit or could for women with the skill sets they tend to bring, and yet we don't always see them still gravitating toward the industry. What's your experience been like, and what message would you have to any young person, but maybe specifically a young woman considering the field?
Sure. Construction is like any other career field. You're going to have biases or whatever that may be. But I mean, I've been in the industry for, I don't know, close to 15 years. And what I would say is I have received an ample amount of opportunity from men, women, all across the board. And I have never felt pushed in a direction I didn't want to be. I believe that women have a place in construction for sure. A lot of organization required in that, a lot of skill sets around being able to look ahead, plan, communicate. I've always felt very welcomed in that. And I mean, it's also, you got to come to the table willing to play the game, and you have to come to the table knowing what you're doing. So there's a big part in that, and saying, if you're good at what you do, you work hard, you spend the time to educate yourself, develop your skill set, you're always going to have a seat at the table, in my opinion. But there's a lot of ladies that work here. It's been really great. I am rather new to the Jan's team. I've been here 8-9 months now, and our team has always been very welcoming, very open to discussion, very helpful. And we have a lot of ladies here that have contributed to that. So.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you see in really high quality companies, I think,
Absolutely.
Denise, right? Often we see women who are having fantastic experiences in some of these more non-traditional industries. And I love getting to see the high school and the college students that you work with who are interested in the trades, increasingly so, I think.
Yeah, we have a lady right now who is going to school with the Build Dakota scholarship, and she's coming back for the summer for her second year, and then she'll be with us when she graduates. And I mean, I'm ecstatic to be a part of that with her. So
I love that.
Yeah, I love that too. And that is, again, if you look at our population here within the Sioux Falls area, but look at nationally, 50% women, 50% men, right? So it's a lot of people out there, and just making them, because some of the things that are on women's sort of kind of list is they do care about a lot of the things that some of them carry a lot of the load in the family. So that becomes important. But there's so many different things. And I love seeing the fact that you have a company that just welcomes them and says, you know what, come here. And we're seeing that a lot within what new talent wants to see. They want to see a diversity of people, and they want to see where they can belong. They want to see where everybody is kind of included. And as we talk about sort of this landscape is changing and people are bringing their whole life and their whole self into work, so you're a parent, you're a caregiver, you have a student that's in, college, maybe you're in college yourself, maybe you're getting a graduate degree, all of that comes into work. And it's nice when you see a company like Jan's Corporation that just welcomes you and makes it work. So I love that.
Yeah, they've been great to me. I mean, I have a very active teenage daughter, lots of sports. And I mean, I'm able to leave for her events, and I don't miss much. And I just come in a little earlier, take care of my stuff, get it done. And then it's a family oriented company. So, I mean, that's one of our core values. And the cool part is that you get to live it. It's not just a word on the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. One of the things that I hear from people in the building industry is one of the rewarding things is being able to see what you helped create, projects that you're able to drive by for years, in the community and beyond. Do you maybe want to talk about some things that are currently being worked on at Jan's? Give us a flavor for, what you guys have going this season.
Sure. So funny, we were talking about this earlier, and I was talking to Brian about this today, and he said the coolest thing about construction is that we touch all aspects of the community, never build the same building twice, right? So right now we have some stuff going on in education with the T High School addition, the very
Yep.
large one. We are doing Dakota Digital up by the North 60th Street Walmart, and we have two buildings. One is in a secondary building is a 60,000 square foot warehouse that's going to be rented out into 3 tenant spaces, and the other one is a warehouse or I'm sorry, a manufacturing facility with an office space in it too. And so we have that. We have some church projects, First United Methodist Church. I'm trying to think here. We're doing Tech Volvo, which is on that 29 corridor by Fleet Farm there, and that's a very large building. We are working on the overhead door. That one will kick off here soon. We're looking at some projects in White River. So we have a lot of projects in various locations in Sioux Falls, and it's really great, and outside of Sioux Falls, which is great.
I mean, it's a little bit of everything, truly. As you mentioned, some of these we're behind. I need to update a few of those because that's
Oh,
some
yeah.
significant work going on.
Yep, healthcare, we have a history in healthcare. The Lennox Southeast Electric project off of I-29, that one just finished up for us. Thornton Flooring, which was a
Oh, yes,
very awesome project to be a part of. That building is gorgeous.
it is.
So we've touched a lot of areas for sure.
Nicest looking flooring showroom, I think you're gonna find.
Right.
A
When we
long
turned
way.
that over and saw it operational, I was like, wow, this thing
Yeah.
is beautiful.
It has the wow factor, you know,
Yeah.
well, when a museum is your inspiration, I mean, I think that kind of tells you something, doesn't it? But
Right, yeah.
speaks to the variety of work. And I think that's the other thing, you know, people get bored easily. They want to try something new.
Yes.
And that's where a diversified company like this and someone with continuing new projects coming on board, that holds a lot of appeal.
By having our sister companies with Urban, Blue Arc, and CSU, and then the residential side, the greatest part about that is we can help control some of that coordination. Our sister companies prioritize our work. They help make them successful for us. So that has been a really cool experience seeing all the teams work together.
Absolutely. It's impressive, Denise. This is a great company to highlight.
I know it's a great company and it's here in Sioux Falls. And that's one of the things, I mean, you talk about just sort of the breadth and the scope of all of the different job types
Mhm.
and all how that kind of filters up. And then I love some of these things that you can just drive around and see. I'm going to be out next week looking at the new edition of T. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that. But really, I do think long-term, we're starting to see a little bit of this change where people don't necessarily want to be as mobile. They do want to find a home where they can then continue to have those professional experiences and have that growth. And you can really do that in this company. And really feel like you're part of the family, which is, I think, also very, very key to Jan's Corporation.
Absolutely. Jessica, if they like what they hear, what is the best way to connect? How would you suggest people find out about those career opportunities and take the next step?
So our website is always updated. There's a careers section on there where you can apply, see our open positions. But if not, Taylor in our office, which her contact is on our website, you can send resumes in without even applying for a position, and we evaluate those all the time. You can drop them off at our office, which is on Northwestport. You can call, whichever option is the best for you. We make it pretty easy. It's pretty informal. You can, every interview pretty much has Brian in it as well as me. So yeah.
And Taylor is really wonderful. She's
She is.
very, very wonderful. So reach out to her about those opportunities.
Yes, she's very on top of her game. She's very quick.
Absolutely.
We need people like that on everybody's team, right?
Yes.
For sure.
Clearly you found a good one. Another great conversation. I want to thank both of you. And you know, stay tuned to SiouxFalls.business for some more Jan's Corp updates since Jessica shared some of those projects, because I think we've got some good ones. And Denise, maybe take me some pictures over at the T School edition, because we're probably due to update that one too, if you don't mind. There's a lot going on in this metro area. It can be hard to keep up. So
It is.
always good to check in and learn a little bit more, though. We'll be back again, I'm sure. More episodes of Talent Thursday coming up. If you do have questions, you can always drop those in the chat. We'll keep an eye on them. And otherwise, we appreciate you watching. Enjoy the beautiful day and the weekend ahead. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.